Welcome to 10 Days to Your Authentic Self. This is a 10-episode series to celebrate 100 episodes of Esther's Universe. It's time to quantum jump into your future self. So, what is quantum jumping? Can anyone do it? Yes, anyone can do it. Can you do it anytime? Yes, you can. There are different kind of elements to it. So, think of the word quantum, the quantum realm, as energy. Like you can kind of relate those things together. So essentially it's like a jump from one energy state to another energy state. Now, early on in my journey, I didn't know how yet to jump from one energy state to another. And even if I did know it, it took me a little bit of practice to learn how to physically do it in my body, because the energy, like I was talking about in episode 1 of this 10-day series, the energy in your body is how you embody the reality that you're trying to create. So the quantum jump is essentially like jumping the vibration of the energy that your body is made from. You're jumping from one channel to another channel. Maybe you're jumping from anxiety to joy and peace, right? Now, the length of the quantum jump relates to, I guess, like how far the reality is from your current reality. And I don't think there's any actual way to measure this, but an energetic way to understand it, I guess, would be, if I want to be the version of myself that earns $100,000 a month, and all I've ever seen in my life is poverty, I've never known someone, or if I have seen riches, it's come along with stress, anxiety, like losing family, like the people, if I'd met rich people earlier on in my life, they were very angry or stressed out or busy, and it just didn't look like fun. Or they'd the family would break up. There's nothing wrong with broken families, by the way. They're not broken. And I would just associate that with like, ugh. And then throughout my life, I'd never really seen wealth, had no understanding of it. So as you can imagine, that's never actually existed for me before. Like, when you think about how we just perceive the world through our own understanding of the world and our own experiences and everything, if you've never really been around, like I've seen rich people on TV, I understand it in that sense, but if you've never really been around it, you don't really know what it feels like. Like if I was to grow up with a super rich aunt or something like that, and I was around her energy throughout my life, I would be able to embody her energy really quickly, because I would remember it, because being around her energy would raise my frequency to a similar position. So then later in life, even if the aunt's like not even in the picture, I'd be able to go, you know what, I want to earn as much as my aunt did. And then I would be able to, it wouldn't take as long for my body to remember that feeling, because it would have been in it before, if that makes sense. So that quantum jump would not be as long. It would be faster for me to change my channel from the channel I was in to the channel of my rich aunts, and hold that channel on until I don't need to hold it anymore and it just stays on. Like that wouldn't take as long if I'd experienced that. But for me and for a lot of people in the world, there's like absolutely no bodily knowing or memory of what it feels like to be in the energy of relaxed wealth. Wealth that doesn't come with, 1,000 strings of stress and stuff like that. Never felt it, never seen it like that, Not in a way where I can know it and properly feel it and be led into it, that kind of thing. So the channel that I was on to the channel that I was trying to get to was quite the search, quite the search. And the way that I searched for that channel of what it felt like in my body was through meditation and through removing the beliefs that I wasn't able to have it. and also kind of like training in the beliefs that I already do have it. Getting myself to trust in the power of our subconscious mind. Like, you gotta subconsciously hack your own subconscious mind to believe in the power of your subconscious mind. Because at first it's just like, the science makes sense and you're like, okay, but even then it's like hard to understand until you've embodied it, right? And then you're like, oh, I trained my subconscious mind to believe this thing and now I just do it. And it's just, you don't even have to think about it. You're like, wow. So it's like, I was training my subconscious mind to resonate at the frequency of gratitude and abundance, like as if I had all the riches in the world. And meanwhile, I was working less and then eventually quit my job and then, broke up with my boyfriend, and it just felt like I was in this sudden, very different space, and I had a lot of anxiety and everything for a while there, but I was coaching myself through it and I moved through it all. And then eventually I landed in this place where even in that space, even in that fear, I was in the knowing that ultimately I had everything to be grateful for. And I felt gratitude every day. I felt, sometimes I would have moments of feeling pretty upset every now and then, but they would just be like an episode of something needing to be released from my body and my energy and my emotions or whatever, and it would just happen for the morning, or or I'd just have a really quiet day to nurse myself in pain and stuff like that, and through it all cry and journal and meditate and turn it all around, and then by the afternoon or the evening I'd feel better and get some good sleep, and then wake up grateful and sparkly again the next day. So yeah, that's kind of how I got through. And now I'm at the place where I'm in that energy. I understand. I arrived at that clearing, like I talked about in the last episode about anxiety. I've gone around the rapid river bend, and I'm in that beautiful, still, calm clearing where I can look around and see everything, and I can see it all makes sense now. And I'm like, here I am. So now it's the point where reality is starting to change around me, and it's changing around me faster than I've ever experienced in my life. So that was probably like one of the longest quantum jumps I've ever done. It was really, from the start of it to now, about 2 years. Maybe just over 2 years. 2 years. So I had to go from no idea what I was even looking for to finding it and healing everything along the way, moving all of my pain and trauma out of the way so I can hold this frequency, so I could turn it on, land in it, hold it, and then just become it. So can you quantum jump in like just a quick time frame to shift your energy in an instant moment? Yes, you can. One of the ways to do it before you fully have that knowing of how to just do it quickly is to listen to a quantum jumping meditation, because then the meditation is going to carry you along on a journey. So I've got one in my podcast. If you search inside the show, if you search meditate or meditation, you'll find the episode. So quantum jumping is essentially visualizing into the version of you that you want to become, but you can do it as in literally oh my God, I'm anxious right now, but I just want to be the version of me that's calm. Do you know what I mean? Like when you quantum jump, it doesn't always have to be where you're at here and then something super far away that you need to get to. Like I did a huge leap, but that was my choice. But then along the way, I did a bunch of little mini leaps. Like I wanted the huge leap that I did. It's not to say that something that you want to change in your life, by the way, is going to take you 2 years or whatever. Although 2 years is a pretty short time to go from fucking where I was to where I am now. Oh my God. If you're not familiar with the story yet, listen to the rest of the podcast. But you can I made a bunch of mini little shifts, little quantum jumps along the way. That really helps. So you can quantum jump from anxiety to calm, peaceful version of yourself. You can quantum jump from, the version of that you are today, and you can do it before bed, and then, kind of quantum jump before you fall asleep into the part of you that wakes up the next day and is feeling like really empowered, really focused, really in your body, really fucking ready to tackle life, like that kind of thing. and then set the intention to wake up in that energy. Sometimes there's going to be cases where your body and your universe self know better and they're like, actually, no, you're not waking up in that energy. You're going to fucking rest. It's okay. That's all good. You're always in the perfect place at the perfect time. And yeah, and you can do, 3 monthly quantum jumps. So that's a really good one if you want to kind of like really kind of throw yourself like along, almost slingshot yourself along the path. If you, every few months, maybe even put like an alert in your calendar for every 3 months to do a quantum jump for the next 3 months. And then you can be like, okay, right now I'm at the place where I'm doing this. And in 3 months' time, I want to be doing this. This is my goal. And then what you want to do is ask yourself, like I was talking about in the first episode of this series, what it is that the 3 month from now version of you thinks, how does that version of you feel, and how does that version of you act? What do they do? What are the choices that you make, in 3 months' time when you're already having that thing that you want or doing that thing that you want to be doing? So, quantum jumping, give it a crack. There is literally a quantum jumping meditation in my podcast. I might just attach it at the end of this episode, actually, so you can just do it now. All right, I'm going to do that. Now, remember, join the waitlist for my podcasting course. It's about aligning your, starting a podcast and aligning your energy and mindset with it, and going along the spiritual journey of, being in the energy of your own authenticity and speaking your truth and getting your voice out there and becoming really magnetic. So it's like everything that I learnt on my spiritual growth path that I learnt through podcasting, I've put into this course basically. And you're going to be able to do it all in 10 days to the point where you understand these concepts, you understand the energy that you need to be in, and then you can launch your podcast. So there'll even be a bit to teach you actually how to set up the podcast and to launch it. I'm very excited about this. This is probably one of the things that I'm frothing the most that I have ever frothed, because I know that you're like me, okay? You have some kind of calling in you. You're on this path, you're listening to my podcast because you have this knowing inside you that you need to do something that's bigger than you. You need to connect with people all around the world. You know that your energy, your experiences, like the way that you view the world are medicine for people. And it's time that you actually start doing that. You don't need to be at any particular point in your life. There is no reason to wait to start the podcast. It will be one of your favorite choices that you have ever made for yourself. I promise you that. Podcasting will change your life. Start now. I've made a course for you so that you can go from the place where you're at now, where you're confused and you don't know what to do and you're overwhelmed, to the place where you actually have a podcast and you're feeling confident about it and maybe a little nervous, but that's okay, you're doing it anyway. I've got an early bird special for the first 1,000 people to buy the course. So after that is going to be full price. So join the waitlist and I'll send you an email when it's launching. But I'm planning on launching it the day after this 10 episode series. Okay, so depending on when you listen to this, it might already be up. Anyway, very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. I love you very much. Please rate the show 5 stars only. Please do what you can to get this out there and spread it around. And if I see that you end up signing up to the course, yay, love you so much. It's self-paced, by the way, so it's like a 10-day thing, but you can do it whenever you want. Okay, I'm going to go now. See you in the next episode tomorrow morning. Hello and welcome to an Esther's Universe meditation, and good on you for being here. This is huge. I have some tips for you to make the meditation easier, and then we'll get stuck into it. So remember, where you focus your energy and your beliefs is where your reality will manifest, right? Meditation's not only fantastic for your brain and your body health, but it's also a great way to hack your subconscious. So even if you're kind of skeptical about this kind of thing, think about how placebo works. The brain believes it, so it communicates it with your body, and it becomes so. There's no right or wrong way to visualize. If the visual is taking too long to conjure in your mind, that's okay, just let it go and move past it onto where we're at. If you lose focus and you start thinking about something else, that's totally fine. Just come back whenever you realize. And if you get a bit too in your head wondering if you're even doing it right, you are. There's literally no one right way to meditate. And when you think of any memory at all, this is the part in your mind's eye where we are actually doing the visualization. So if you think of a memory now, this will help you sort of get into the meditation a little bit easier. It'll start bringing the visualizations in a bit sooner on for you.
And if you go off on your own amazing experience, that's fine. Let the universe guide you there. FYI, this meditation has light language in it that came through just while I was recording. Let's begin. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Imagine you've spawned in a lush green place. You look down and you wiggle your bare toes in the clovers. It's like a soft rug under your feet. You realize you feel pretty weightless in this realm. You do a little jump on the spot and you feel like you weigh nothing at all. You take a few steps and an energy of forward movement takes over your body and you feel excited to see what happens, so you take off. You're sprinting and you're not feeling tired at all. This is how gazelles must feel. As you're running, you realize the land around you starts to blur. It's rushing past you as if you're in some kind of light tunnel, and then you stop. It's 12 months from now. You're still in the lush green space, but there's a mirror in front of you. You see yourself and you're glowing. You look so healthy. Your skin has a beautiful color and you're taking full, slow, deep breaths. You have a calmness about you. You've removed stress from your life. It's obvious. You can see that you're doing what you love. It's written all over you. You have come so far. The mirror starts to play a montage of you doing all of the amazing things to get you to this point. You're meditating. You're eating healthy, nourishing food. You're exercising. You're spending time outside. You're listening to birds. You're reading books. You're learning to listen to your energy. Putting up boundaries. You're respecting yourself. You're laughing. You're journaling. You're being creative. You're connected to your higher self. You have fantastic self-discipline. You notice in the mirror that your hands are glowing. You lift your palms up and you inspect them closely. They start to tingle. So you rub them together to generate energy. You hold your palms facing but not touching, so you can feel the energy buzzing and tingling from hand to hand. You understand immediately that this brings you into your body. You take a seat on the soft, clovery grass. Take a deep, slow breath in, and on the exhale, your intention is to surrender to the universe. 2 more. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. And on the last exhale, sigh. While you're in a state of surrender, a path begins to form. Gold brick by gold brick, it forms a bridge that links back to your present life. You walk up to the mirror to say bye for now to your future self. You place a palm to the mirror. You and your future self feel the energy connect. A gold light seals your palms like a beautiful secret handshake between you and your best life. You turn to see the golden bridge is built and you take a step onto it. As you look down at your feet, you feel the urge to run again. So you take off and the gold starts to whoosh by you, and as you go you feel even more light, even more free. Your blocks are falling away from you. Your limiting beliefs are lifting and peeling back from you before completely falling away. You're going and going and going, and every step that you take you feel lighter. You're gliding, you're flying almost. You can feel it. You can feel this version of yourself taking over. And then you stop. You step off the gold bridge and you're back in the present moment. And you can still feel that connection to your thriving future self there with you in your heart. You make a promise to yourself to be guided by that loving connection and to follow it with loving patience. As you come back into your body, into the now, you're feeling in flow with the universe. You're feeling lighter, refreshed, and energized. Wiggle your toes, fingertips, and have a stretch. You're connected to your best life now. Come back to this meditation or any of the others once a week, fortnight or month, whatever you can do, to see real results in bringing that version of yourself into your reality. Thank you for taking the time to do this for yourself. Please share it or send me a video review to help others along this journey as well. I would really appreciate that. That would mean the world and it would help me a lot. Okay, love you, bye.